Welcome back to Halftime on San Antonio Sports Star. We're on 94.1 FM, on the go at sasportstar.com, and at 12:30 on Wednesdays, we talk about Incarnate Word football head coach G.J. Kinne with me again. How are you doing, Coach?
I'm great. One of my favorite times of the week right here.
Outstanding, outstanding. You know, I watched the interview last week. You did it with Joe Reinagle and Rudy J. Look, it was a lot of fun. Glad that you were still on the show. Man, you guys are doing well right now. 70-0 against Faulkner. Everything was going your way. Tell us about last weekend's game.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Got to get a lot of new faces in the game, build some depth. Those guys work hard all year, all off season, so good opportunity to see some walk-ons, guys that are on scout team go out there and perform and score touchdowns. It was great to see morale boost. I mean, guys were having a lot of fun out there. The energy was high, so it was a great day for sure.
Yeah, we saw like 4 or 5 quarterbacks out there. You know, Lindsey Scott Jr. did his job really early. You guys put up 56 points in the first half. Your quarterback there, Lindsey Scott Jr., 302 yards passing, 5 touchdowns. Talk to me about the confidence level right now when it comes to the offense, because it seems like you guys are unstoppable offensively, especially the last few weeks.
Yeah, there's a lot of confidence. I think guys are getting healthy at the right time. A lot of chemistry being built. Lindsey hasn't been here for a long time, so he's, I think early, you're still trying to learn your receivers, getting with Coach Leftwich and myself, and then the rest of the coaches, the game plan, kind of seeing how things, progress. But he's done a phenomenal job, and we have a lot of confidence right now.
Talking to UIW head football coach G.J. Kinne. Speaking of your quarterback there, Lindsey Scott Jr., did you see the tweet by Robert Griffin III, maybe about 4 or 5 days ago, where he was talking about who he thinks should be considered for the Heisman, and he listed your quarterback?
Yeah, that's really cool. I think he's right. If you're talking about the best player in college football, there's no doubt he should be considered for that prestigious award, and he is. I mean, I don't know if anyone's having a better year statistically than him, and what he's doing, so a lot of credit to him though. I mean, he puts in the work like we've talked about every week, and he just continues to go out there and really perform at a very high level.
It's got to be nice, seeing that Incarnate Word is getting some credit out there. You guys have been on various ESPN channels throughout the year. I know you beat an FBS school in Nevada earlier in the season on the road, and to take a look at RG3 coming out and saying something very positive about your program, positive about one of your players, it's got to be nice to see this recognition coming in that we hadn't seen very much of in the past.
Yeah, it really is. It's awesome. And it really is. It's really all about these players. We have a ton of talent, but the work these guys put in every day, and it's just great to see those guys really getting the credit for what they deserve.
Now, one of the things about this weekend, though, UIW, by the way, is 7-1 on the season, 3-1 in conference play, the Southland Conference. You've got 2 teams that are ahead of you in the standings, both at 3-0. And you play them in the next 3 weeks, next 3 games. And those 2 teams that are ahead of you, both games are on the road. And it begins this Saturday, kickoff at 2:00, taking on Texas A&M Commerce. How big of a game is this? Correct me if I'm wrong, but if you guys want to win this conference, this is a must-win game.
Yeah, it's a must-win game for sure. They're a really good team, like you said, on the road. Big conference game. Coach Bailiff does an incredible job with those guys. I've known him for a long time, and he's won a bunch of football games at the Division I level. So they're going to be ready. They have a good team. A lot of really good players on both sides of the ball. So it's going to be a challenge. But like you said, we're very confident right now. Anytime you got the guys like Lindsey Scott and Taylor Grimes and Kalechi and Stephen Parker and Chris Whitaker, I mean, we got some real big time players out there. And for a coach, that always gives you a lot of confidence because of the players we have.
Now, one of your quarterbacks is from the San Antonio area, went to Smithson Valley High School. Luke Gombert, I believe is his name.
Yeah, Luke Gombert. Yeah,
Luke Gombert. Tell me about getting him in the game and seeing him being able to throw a touchdown late in the game.
Man, I'm glad you brought that up. Unbelievable player, unbelievable person. one of those guys that is on scout team. He is a walk-on, and just puts in the work every day. He's one of those guys that he doesn't need a lot of reps. He goes out there and performs at a high level every time we put him out there in a scrimmage or practice. I mean, because when you're the fourth string guy, you don't get a lot of reps. Okay. So but every time he's taking advantage of them, and we wanted to get him in that game. It was important for us to evaluate him, because everything's an evaluation in college football. Every day you got to wake up and you got to bring it. And he's done that so far. And for him to have the opportunity to go out there and play and throw a touchdown, I mean, that's something that he'll remember for the rest of his life. And I was just so excited for him, and his family and everyone on our team was fired up for him. So it was a really cool moment.
That's fantastic. He went to Smithson Valley High School. When I think of Friday Night Lights, I think of West Texas, and I also think of Smithson Valley. It's just a beautiful place to watch a football game. But I'm glad that we were able to share that. Incarnate Word right now is ranked 8th nationwide in the FCS poll. And I want to get people prepared for how things work in the future, because, we look at it from the perception of what we know about FBS football. FBS football, there are bowl games, right? UTSA finishes a certain place in the conference, they go to X bowl. But in FCS football, you guys have a playoff system, and you go all the way until there's a battle royale. Who's the winner, right? Who's the champion?
Yeah.
There's never any doubt as to who the champion is in FCS football. But correct me if I'm wrong. So there's 24 teams that take part.
I believe so. Yeah, that's my first year doing it too.
So I was taking a look at that. There's some that are like, if you win the conference, you're automatically in, and then there are these at-large bids, if you will. It's kind of like March Madness at that point. But you guys are ranked 8th nationally, so I think you guys are going to be invited if you don't win conference. But again, you just run the table the rest of the way. You got it, right? So Incarnate Word still controls its destiny.
Yeah, exactly right. And I think the message to our guys is obviously that's our goal, right? We want to be in a playoff. We want to get one of those top 8 first round bids, which would be huge for our program. But it's really, we got to take it week by week. It all starts with A&M Commerce this week. We know they're a really good team on the road. So that's been the message, all year, is taking it week by week, and especially this one. I mean, this is a huge game, and everyone knows that.
Talking to UIW head football coach G.J. Kinne. I like to get to know you every week. I like to ask you a question. So I've got a few of them today. They're all Halloween themed. Okay.
Okay.
First of all, what is your favorite scary movie?
I don't really watch scary movies, to be perfectly honest with you. I got too scared, to be honest with you. So I'm not a big scary movie guy at all.
Okay.
So I don't have a favorite scary movie.
So Coach Kinne, I got to ask you the question. If you're watching a scary movie, do you cover your eyes?
Well, I think the volume is always key. Like, when they start playing the music, you just put it on mute or turn it down, and that usually helps.
Do you have a Halloween costume for this year?
I think my son has me as like a ghost or something like that. He has it all planned out for me. So I think I'll figure out on Halloween night.
All right. Couple more questions, Halloween related. They're pretty similar, but opposite. Okay.
Yeah.
Your favorite candy to get and your favorite candy to throw away.
I'd say a Snickers is my favorite candy to get. I'm a big Snickers guy, classic. The mini ones, and then any kind of candy corn, anything like that, throw it out.
Throw it out.
There's no room for that. Yeah, no room for that.
2 of the mini Snickers equal 1 actual Snickers.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem that way because it looks more bite-sized, but that's really what it is.
Yeah, exactly right. That
is Incarnate Word head football coach G.J. Kinne. Again, Incarnate Word on the road this weekend against Texas A&M Commerce. Kickoff at 2:00. If Incarnate Word wants to win Southland Conference, they got to win this game. So good luck to you guys out there.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
I love having Coach Kinne on here Wednesdays at 12:30. Will be with us the rest of the season. Incarnate Word 7-1 on the season, 3-1 in conference. But again, they have 2 teams that are above them in conference at 3-0. UIW controls its destiny because all they've got to do is beat those 2 teams and they can win the conference. But both of those games are on the road. One is this week, and then one is the final week of the year. go Incarnate Word.